Hello everybody, welcome. Happy whatever day you are watching this. This is going to be a really fun, I'm going to call it an episode because I'm recording it for the podcast. But you get to tune in live on Instagram, so use the chat feature if you'd like, and we're going to get started in a sec. So I'm going to record a full intro, so if I'm kind of looking this way, it's because it is for the podcast, but I'm really excited to share this with you today because we're going to talk about 3 visionary tips for supercharging the final days of 2020. Hey Dev. So let me just get my recording set up over here and then I will tune back into you. All right, here we go. So welcome in everyone. Today's topic is all about 3 very visionary tips for supercharging the final 60 days of this year. So in case you're just waking up, 2020 is kind of starting to wrap up. We are here at the end of October, which is totally crazy. And we're moving into the last 2 months of this year. And my goal is to share a few nuggets of wisdom, if I may, on how you can ensure that you close out the year strong. I am not somebody who believes in waiting until next year to have a great year, to set up habits for success, to make the shifts that you know you need to make now. And so my goal is to really give you that nudge that maybe you need or that nobody else in your life is giving you, that is going to propel you into shifting and evolving and challenging what you're currently doing so that you can truly become the best version of yourself without waiting until 2021 or without waiting another day. Before I do that, I just want to share a couple of updates. So if you are part of our visionary community, you have seen the November coaching schedule go up. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, the Visionary Method is a group of early stage and aspiring online entrepreneurs. And we're a group that meets once a week with the goal of building our businesses and growing them so that we reach our first $50,000 in revenue. So I have the tools for you, the coaching, the accountability, and the support inside of this community. So if you are curious to learn more about how you can join our final class of 2020, you're going to want to reach out to me ASAP. Just to give you an indication or some line of sight into what we talk about and how I guide you towards building and growing this business in the early stages. In November, on the first Wednesday of the month, we're going to be talking about how to build out your first sales funnel. So basically how to take people from a lead all the way to a paying client. The second week of November, we're going to be talking about fostering strategic relationships. So who you can tap into, what audience or what community you can tap into in order to accelerate the growth of your business. Because there are people already out there who have existing audience, maybe an association or a meetup group that you could position yourself in front of rather than you building from scratch. Also, we're going to be talking about places to show up besides Instagram and Facebook in order to connect with your dream clients. That'll be on the 4th Wednesday of November and so much more. So if this is the community you know you need in order to accelerate your success and to really nudge you into growth of this business, if this business is something you want to take from, hey, maybe it's an idea to let's make some darn money off of it, then please reach out. So that is our group coaching community. And final announcement, I do have 1 spot left for private coaching in November. So if you're someone who you like that group support and you want to join in on that, but you also know you need some private coaching, and you and me will sit down, we will project manage everything that's going on for the growth of your business. So I'll put you on an assignment in Asana, which is my project management software. And we will work strategically either weekly or bi-weekly to go through the Visionary Method framework and kick some serious butt. So don't wait until 2021 to start your business when you can start now, right? Okay, so let's get into today's topic. I'm talking about 3 visionary ways to supercharge the final days of 2020. I was gonna call this year 6060. Oh my God. Imagine we just transported to the year 6060. Okay, so how is your year going? Let's assess first where you are right now. Did your year go as planned? Are you ready to finish off the year a little stronger than maybe the last 10 months have been going? I know curveballs were thrown at all of us, so don't feel bad or guilty if things didn't quite go as planned for you. All is not lost. It never is, let me tell you that. And at any given moment, you can decide to make that change. You can decide to flip this year around, because there's this thing called the recency effect or the recency bias. I forget which one. And our brains tend to focus on the most recent of events. So here's the good news. If you have an amazing November, like you kill it in business, you kill it in life, you feel healthier than ever, that's what you're going to remember about 2020. If you have an amazing December, that's what you're going to remember about 2020. So why not make these last 60 days the best ever? Because that's what you're going to remember, you guys. So yes, the last 10 months, a little chaotic, a little weird, but we have the ability to make some new memories, to make a memory of 2020 that's in the positive, that's on the green line, that says you rocked it this year. So that's the goal, okay? All right. Now, I want to start with one concept before I share the 3 tips. So the word that I want to really drill down on is ownership, okay? The moment that I decided to take full 100% ownership in my life, taking that ownership day after day, no matter what mistake I made the day before, I became a better person. Okay, what I mean by that is, the mornings I would wake up and say, oh, I shouldn't have eaten that extra cookie last night, but I owned it and I said, that's fine. How am I going to prevent that tomorrow? Or the days or the weeks when I skipped all my workouts and I didn't, say, oh, well, it's because the class was too far away. I just owned it and I said, that's fine. How am I going to get back on these workouts tomorrow? It's on us. It's on you. It's on you. It's on you. It's on you. When you take complete ownership of your outcomes by holding no one but yourself accountable or responsible for them, it is the most powerful thing you can do to drive success. Full ownership drives success. And that's actually a quote by Gary Keller. He's an author and has some great books, but it is such an important concept that not a lot of people talk about or take advantage of, because we like to blame. We like to put the ownership on other people because then we're not at fault and we don't feel so badly if things don't work out our way. So before I get into the 3 tips, ownership is really what comes ahead of everything else. But let's talk about the 3 tips for having a visionary final 2020. Okay, final 60 days of 2020. All right, tip number 1, high performance habit number 1, stop treating your body like a garbage can. Is that harsh? If you want to have a really epic final 2 months of 2020, it starts with your health. It starts with this body that is a vessel for you to perform at your peak state. If you're putting junk in, I guarantee you are getting junk out, i.e., lots of sugar going in, lots of fast food going in, lots of fried food going in. You're not producing at your peak state. You are not attracting the work you deserve to attract. You are not living in that state of health and vibrancy that you truly need in order to excel in your life, your career, your relationships. So I want you to take at least 3 days to do a food log. Now, I don't practice as a nutritionist anymore, but when I did, the first thing I always got clients to do was to track what they were currently eating, because sometimes until we bring it onto paper, we have no idea what it really is like. We have no idea how much white sugar is going in, how few vegetables we are eating, how sporadic our snacking habits are. So I would take 3 days to track every single thing that you are eating. So this is a food log. Bonus if you want to add your mood onto that. So after every meal, track how you're feeling, because then you can really start to get a sense for, when I eat this food, then I feel this way. So the point here in stop treating your body like a garbage can is that it's time to take ownership over how you fuel yourself. The food that you put in your body literally becomes you. And much as I don't want to be talking about nutrition and food all day, because I love things like marketing and selling and community growth, I know that without addressing that, there are going to be certain people in our visionary community who simply do not ever reach their full capabilities in growing a business, because they do not have the brain cells, they do not have the energy, they do not have the stamina due to their poor diet. So what do you need to do to clean things up? What do you need to do to get back to basics and eat whole foods? It's crazy that I even have to talk about that in a business coaching community. But at the same time, I know that that is truly the foundation before the business can get built. So again, what do you have to do to stop treating your body like a garbage can? Do you need to invest in a nutrition course? Do you need to hire a dietitian or a nutritionist? Do you need to start with that food and mood log and really assess, what am I putting in my body and what can I change? What can I reasonably change? Or do you need to go to that chip cabinet right now and clear the F out, right? This is a core belief of mine, and you will not close out 2020 in a positive state if you are binging on crap food. In addition to that, move your body, find a way to get a little more active every single day for the next 60 days, and hydrate the heck out of yourself. So I would suggest keeping the biggest glass of water. I see Krista giving me thumbs up here. I would keep the biggest glass of water beside your desk, or wherever you spend the most amount of time. Some of you are driving all day, driving the kids around. Keep a massive glug of water in your car and start sipping on this. It will change your life. So that is your first habit that I wanted to discuss around supercharging the final days of 2020. Second habit, tune out the noise. Tune out the noise. So why is this going to help you supercharge your 2020? Well, here's why. I had to take a second to collect my thoughts here. Over the years, over the months, over the weeks, you have accumulated a lot of file folders in that cabinet of yours, which is your brain. You've been adding people on Instagram. You've been subscribing to new email newsletters. You've been finding new shows to start watching and not finish. You've been adding new apps on your iPhone, and things are cluttered. Noise is everywhere. In fact, noise is getting worse every single day as people invent new apps, as you join new text message groups, as you subscribe to new newsletters. The noise is there and it's not going away. And without reducing that noise, you'll never get rid of it all, because, hey, welcome to our world. There's stimuli everywhere. But if you don't work to actively reduce that noise, you are going to be walking around subscribing to everybody else's agenda rather than your own, okay? So here are some tips for reducing the noise so that you can supercharge your final 60 days of 2020. Number one, clean out your social media feed. This is something that I run twice yearly challenges around. Unfollowing so many of the people that you're following right now, because when you open your Instagram feed or whatever social media app, you're inundated with so much content, so much useless content that you no longer care about. You don't need to be following that chick from high school that you haven't talked to in 10 years. You don't need to be following the people who are sharing their rock star abs when you're in a season of maybe you just gave birth to a child. There are certain things that don't serve you. So we need to do a total cleanse of your social media. Number 2, turn off the news. The news is so toxic right now. I don't know how anybody is watching it. And better yet, cancel your cable. Cable and receiving news in real time is no longer necessary. You can go seek that same news in about 3 to 4 minutes per day, rather than spending 1 to 2 hours being totally flooded with content that you don't need to be seeing. Flip off all phone notifications. This is going to help you to protect your boundaries around your focus. Do you really need to see your phone lighting up every 30 seconds when an email comes through, an Instagram like comes through? You have to turn those notifications off sooner or later, or it's going to impact your mental health, right? Even if you don't notice it, I'm sure you guys have been out to dinner or something with someone who they keep their phone flipped up and you see their eyes constantly diverting to their phone when it lights up. That's not attractive. That's not a good habit to have. Focus. Give people your attention when you're with them. Give your work your attention when you're there. Be all in. Don't be half in. Okay? Mute the group chats that you're part of. And in addition, mute some people that you hang out with in person. The people who complain, the people who are drowning in sorrows. That is noise that you don't have time for in your life over these final 60 days as you look to supercharge the rest of 2020. Right? Visionary? Yes. And the third and final habit that I want to share in how you can supercharge the final days of 2020 is to do a whole life revision. Revise everything. Challenge everything. So what do I mean by this? Start asking yourself some tough questions. Number 1, who do you need to become in order to be that next level of you? So if you imagine yourself having a lot of success one day, having the beach house one day, being a parent one day, driving a Mercedes one day, who do you need to become to have all of that? Because clearly you're not the person right now who is getting it or has it or can get it. So there's something that you need to shift in order to get yourself there. So think about that. Who do you need to become in order to hit that next level of you? What room needs to be decluttered or redesigned in order for you to start achieving more success or happiness in your life? That is a revision that a lot of you need to do right now. I know people who just keep doors shut in their home 24/7 because there's so much clutter in there, they can't even look at it. It's time to address that, okay? Open the door and deal with it. What character traits do you need to adopt to become successful? What habits of yours do you need to double down on because you see that they're working? This is a great way to revise. Look at what has worked over the last maybe month or two. Like what got you that job? What got you an interview? What got you that next 100 email subscribers? Double down on that. That is revising what's working and then maybe eliminating a few things that aren't. What do you need to automate or delegate or eliminate from your life? Do you need to stop doing the deep clean of your house and instead hire someone to do that? What books do you need to read in order to become the person that you dream of becoming over these last 60 days of the year? What podcasts are you going to set yourself up with in your queue to learn more about where you're headed next year? Now is a great time to learn about accounting if you want to become an accountant. Learn about online marketing if you want to be a better online marketer. Learn about how to effectively coach people in the fitness industry if you want to be the best fitness coach. Set yourself up for success. Give yourself the gift of knowledge, of learning, of the time to invest in you before 2021 rolls around and everyone decides to supercharge their life then, but you're the person who did it during the last 60 days of the year. So there's so much that we can do now, but my 3 actions for you are: number 1, stop treating your body like a garbage can. Number 2, reduce all of the noise that's coming in. And number 3, revise your life and ask yourself the tough questions. So that's it. I hope that those help you to close out the last 60 days of this year really, really strong. And my call to action would be to let me know which of those resonated with you. Let me know which one you're going to take action on yourself. And if there's anything I can do to support you in achieving this next level of growth, in achieving your most visionary life, you know where to find me. See you later.